button. Oh my goodness. Hi friends. Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. It's been a crazy technology week, and so perfect. I forgot to hit the button that has the intro video, but that's okay. That's okay. You guys know where you are, right? Welcome to my craft room. So glad that you're here with me tonight. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You are absolutely making the world a kinder place with every card that you send and make. You guys are amazing. And I hope in these videos you get a little creative inspiration so that you can make and send even more cards, right? So let's go ahead and dive in. I know this afternoon my camera was flipped in reverse. I think I just fixed it, but nothing wants to work in my world these days. But I got my new camera holder and it's working, and my microphone seems to be working. So fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. Where there's a will, there's a way. And we crafters have a pretty strong will, don't we? So we are going to make a fun card tonight. It was Crafternoon Day today, so you might have joined me earlier this afternoon for our newest Fun Fold card. I will show you a recap of that in case you missed it. Quick reminder, I do send out free project sheets. There will be one going out this coming week. It will include the recipe that you guys requested for the rosemary Dijon chicken in the crock pot that I talked about on our last video, which we hadn't eaten yet, and then we ate it and it was amazing. My husband loved it. He would have liked to have even more, so next time I might have to make a double batch. So I will share that recipe. It's super easy in the email. And oh yeah, and there'll be a free project sheet in there too with an actual project because we like that too, don't we? All right, let's go ahead. Oh, and Crafternoon. So if you're not currently subscribed to my blog, you can do that also at SueStampfield.com. So let's get to it. I do not have a moderator tonight, guys, so I am going solo. My sister Ann has been filling in for moderator for me, and she is actually down at the Christmas tree farm getting it ready for the season to open. We open on Thanksgiving Day, so she is not connected to anything right now. So thanks for hanging with me, and we will figure it out. So let's go ahead and make, well, actually, I want to show you the Crafternoon cards. Oh, I'm so glad you like the Crafternoon cards. The tutorial is coming. Again, Anne is my proofreader. She is amazing, like amazing. She catches so many things, and I want it to be perfect. As you know, my tutorials are over the top detailed with step-by-step photos, so it's coming. All right, let's look at the card though. So this is the Tuck and Reveal Fun Fold card. And I just started playing with different options, and it was kind of a happy accident. I'm like, oh, it tucks under and then it hides everything on the inside. So this is a double pop-up card, but the recipient would never know that when they get the card, right? They won't know it until they untuck and reveal the fun double pop-ups on the inside. So we have a tall rectangular pop-up and a square pop-up there. Of course, stands for display, as we love. Now, if you placed a $50 order with me last month, you got a packet in the mail to make this along with me in today's class. You might have gotten this paper, you might have gotten this paper, you might have gotten this paper, and there was one other. The pink floral was another option. If you're on my team, you've got to see this card on Thursday for our box party when we looked at all the fun new products that are coming out, and you got the measurements to make it with me in the video. If you would like to create with me for next month's Crafternoon, and I'll come up with another super fun fold. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I can tell you it'll be fun. You just place a $50 order in my online store in November, and then you qualify for the December Crafternoon. Would you guys like to see the alternates that I made? Because they came out pretty fun. All right, why am I seeing this? Okay, there we go. Now I can see your comments better. I'm trying to keep a better eye on that since I do not have a moderator tonight. So thank you for your patience with me. I don't even know where to put this. I, as usual, have too much stuff. All right, we're gonna pop it over there. That might be a mistake, but all right. So another Tuck and Reveal fold card is this one with the beautiful Elegant Pines Snowflakes Designer Series paper and the Delicate Pines bundle. So this one opens up like this. and more of that beautiful paper. If you saw it this afternoon, you saw my temporary adhesive and this coming apart. I since have corrected that. We have regular adhesive now, so everybody stays together nice and as they should, right? And so this style of card, there's just room to write on the inside just your name and a greeting like love, Susan. And then on the back of this version, I have a panel for writing whatever you wish, right? Let's look at more, because I go a little crazy at these crafternoons. Honestly, I could have kept making cards, or I had so many great options, but I ran out of time. So we have some great ones though. This one is with Festive Friends. We're going to be creating with Festive Friends tonight. And this was inspired by Jay Soriano, who gave me this cute treat holder at Backstage, and I love the coloring on his snowman, so I reproduced it as well as I could with Stampin' Blends, and I used the Soft Waves embossing folders, kind of like he's in a blizzard here. So let's do our tuck and reveal on this one. So we're going to tuck it, untuck it, I guess is the word, and you can see we've got some beautiful Secret Sea glimmer snowflakes there. Apparently here in Minnesota we're going to have some snow coming soon. Next week I think is what it looks like, or not this, like, I think the real snow is coming the week after Thanksgiving. So anyway, these guys are so stinking cute. So this is another tuck and reveal card. Now all of the directions, step-by-step photos, step-by-step directions, all the measurements for all the things will be in the tutorial that will be available for purchase. It is not ready yet. It will be available. The best way to know when it's coming is to sign up on my blog, SueStampfield.com, and instead of free project sheets, select blog posts. Now this one is a sneak peek of some new products that are coming out. Demonstrators could pre-order those new products starting this week. It will be available to customers January 6th. This is actually an Easter suite. It's called Easter Joy is the name of the suite. And I decided to make it a card that you would send to a young child, maybe a baby card, either way. So the Banner Sayings is the bundle I use, which is available now. It's a punch bundle. And on the front it says, "You are loved." And on the inside, "Consider yourself hugged." And then we have a little Tweety bird there that's given some hugs out. Just super fun. I love this ribbon as part of the suite. It's fantastic. Now this embossing folder is not part of that suite. It's called 4 in a Row. It's another new one coming, and it's just super cute and delicate, and it was perfect for this style of card. And then we have the last one, which is this beautiful card. This is another sneak peek. This is a suite of products that is coming out that's called Lovely Blossom. The name escaped me for a moment there, but it came back. And for this one, I did a ribbon closure. So the ribbon is actually secured on the back with the sentiment block over it. This one I did want more room to write on the back. And so this one, let's do the tuck and reveal on this one. And this is the Lovely Stripes embossing folder. It's part of that suite. And let's just undo it here, and we're going to untuck and reveal. Inside we have a sweet happy birthday sentiment. I was showing my team these new products at our Thursday box party, and I fell in love with, as soon as I saw this paper, I could start thinking of a card, that these two patterns of this Lovely Blossoms paper and the stripe folder, and I'm like, oh, I have to do that for a Crafternoon alternate. So absolutely gorgeous, and the ribbon is just so yummy and to die for. But you wouldn't not have to do the ribbon closure if you don't prefer not to do that, or instead of tying a full-on bow, you absolutely could just tie a knot and then just tie the tails, just cut the ends short. So let's go ahead and let's make a project together, guys. Thanks for letting me share the Crafternoon folds. Again, SueStampfield.com. The blog post will be up, I'm going to guess Monday. That's kind of how things are going here, but we'll see how we go. So let's dive into tonight's project. So on Tuesday this week, we made this little cutie, which was based on Jay Soriano from Mitsu Crafts. That's the name of his blog. Gave me this on stage or backstage, and I loved it, and so I wanted to recreate it. So we did it as a Thanksgiving version in the last video, and we had the the little wheat frond in there, and we use the the autumn toile designer paper. Sorry about the scratching. Mercy is in her cozy cave and flopped backwards and scratching her paws on my baskets and behind me. Never mind, she's fine. She's just stretching. And then we even decorated the back just for extra fun. I was envisioning having this at each person's place setting at Thanksgiving or on their plate or whatever, and it could be a treat inside. So we're gonna make some Christmas versions of this, and this is super easy to make. We're going to use the Festive Friends. So that's what Jay used here. There are a couple others in there, and we're going to use, Mercy, quit scratching, honey. You're being, she's now flipped upside down with her legs straight up in the air. That's how she goes. So Festive Friends we're talking about. Let me just clear the deck here. Let's grab the stamp set. So this is the Festive Friends. So Jay used the snowman, who was super cute, and that inspired me for that Crafternoon version with the snowman. But tonight we're going to use the elf, and you know, we might need to make a Santa version too, I'm thinking. It's highly possible. We'll start with the elf and we'll see how we go, okay? Now this is a bundle. It comes with some awesome dies. We've got a couple different trees, a tag, a label, the shapes, of course, that cut out these little cuties, and a snowflake. That's what I used for the hat on the other version, and then some sparkle dies and a bigger sparkle die, different shaped sparkle die, I guess I'd call it, and another one over here. So let's go ahead, and we're going to start by coloring this, and we're going to color it with Stampin' Blends. Now, this is very fortuitous that we are using Stampin' Blends tonight, because Stampin' Up! Is having a Black Friday sale this coming week, which is not something they typically do. So it's a great opportunity, and they've told us not specifically what's on sale, but they have said that blends are going to be part of the sale. Also select cardstocks, select adhesives, ink pad bundles. I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anything. But this little guy, we're going to use Stampin' Blends. Now, let me know in the comments if you like to color with Stampin' Blends. They are my favorite way to color. I'm a bit of a Stampin' Blend snob, I guess you could say. It's just my go-to because I love the shading I can get, and it gives me what I think of as a very professional look, better than I could do on my own. I wonder if there's a possibility for me to zoom. Oh my gosh, I lost my zoom window, you guys. Let's see, what would that be called? Camera effects, maybe? Yep, there it is. Maybe. Nope. Okay, it's up at the top. Okay, we got it. I'm going to zoom in a bit here since we're going to do some coloring, just so hopefully you can see better. Sharon loves the blends. Janet loves the blends. Susan hasn't tried them yet, so she is cautiously optimistic about using those. So let me talk a little bit about the Stampin' Blends. First of all, if you are a Stampin' Blend person, and are like me and have many colors, like every color that's ever been made, because I really like having every color. I'm a collector in addition to liking to color. I would strongly recommend that you go through your blends and check them. So get a scrap paper, grab your blends, and make sure that they are still juicy, because they're just markers, right? So, and they're alcohol markers, so they may eventually dry up. Now, for some reason, I only have a light basic black. My dark basic black is gone. I don't know if I misplaced it, or if maybe it got dried up and I threw it out and forgot to order more. We don't know, but that's on my, so I've started adding the Stampin' Blends that I need to my cart. I found four different sets today that are older ones. Pumpkin Pie was not good. Balmy Blue was not good. So I've already got those in my cart, so then when sale day comes, I can get those. So these are, so I would highly recommend that you check them. Now, when you order the Stampin' Blends, you always get 2 of them, and they're made to go together. So these are called Shy Shamrock. This is a current in color that will be going away in April, I want to say. So it's a a green, kind of almost a minty green, but it's the one I want to use tonight for our little elf. So that's the light, and then we have the dark color right there. So you can see the dark is just one shade lighter, or one shade darker than the light, and then you can blend them. So let's go ahead and see how that works here. I'm going to start by, my favorite way to do it is color all the over with the light right now. I've done it different ways. One of the things I love about the Stampin' Blends is that if there is a color lifter, so if I mess up and I go outside the lines, I can correct it. It does take, it's not like an eraser per se. You just scribble over it and over it and over it until it gradually lightens and then disappears. So I'm going to color the elf shirt here with the light Shy Shamrock and just fill that in. So I'm doing just light everywhere. And then I'm going to go back in with the dark to do some shadows and shading. And then I'm going to go back over it with the lights to blend the two together. I personally find coloring very relaxing. I'm using the wide tip. If you are a little shakier, I would strongly recommend just going with the bullet tip at the other end. And then you have less risk of, you have more control, I guess I would say, and less risk of going outside the lines. So I was just filling in, I had some little gaps there. Now I'm going to go to the dark Stampin' Blends. I am just going to use the fine tip here. And so there's some creases in his hat. Oh, mercy. Now now she's clawing her bed to make it into a better nest. So there's some creases in his hat. So that to me would be a shadow. I'm going to go ahead and just shade this right side, and let's say there's a light coming from both sides, so I'm going to shade the left side there, and I'm just even going to do a little outline across the bottom, and maybe the top of his arms, I'll just do a little shading there, and maybe the right side of his hat. You're just getting all nested in there, aren't you, little princess? I hope you guys can't hear that. Oh my goodness, silly dog. All right, so I'm going to just hold this up a little closer so that you can see it. You can see that I have some kind of harsh lines where the light and dark meet, right? So I want to make those harsh lines go away. I'm going to go to the light color. I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I'm just going to I like to do a circular motion. It really doesn't matter. And I'm just going to go back over that, just blending those two colors together, just so there isn't a harsh line. Okay. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. We got a good start here. Now we're going to go to Real Red, and I'm going to start with the light Real Red, and I'm going to give him a red hat band here. This is the light Real Red, so it's pretty bright. And I'm using the fine tip, so I'm not going to get too close to the edge, or not using the fine tip, I'm using the wide tip. So I'm going to just start to fill in, and then for the finely detailed stuff, I'm going to go to the bullet tip and just color that in, missing spots wherever I see white on his hat band. Very Christmassy, right, with the red and the green. So do this right here. Somebody said that she wishes they had a medium color for better shading. So there isn't how do I want to say this, with with those two greens, they were pretty close. I mean, they were just a shade different. So they did design them to work in combos. The idea behind it was to make it very, very easy for someone that's new to working with alcohol markers, and not so overwhelming. So they're meant to work together. I hope that makes sense. But it's a great observation. I'm going to use the light black, basic black, because we don't know what happened to Susan's dark one, and I will have more coming soon. So. And again, I'm using the big tip just to get some of the color on, and then I'm going to use my fine tip to, I have terrible eyesight, you guys, so when I color, I usually have my face about 1 inch from the paper, and I can't do that because you wouldn't be able to see, so I'm just doing the best I can here. So I'm using that fine tip to fill in his little boots there. I guess they're boots. That's what I'm calling them. And I'm going to do his face. Now I'm leaving the little tuft on his hat white. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should the little pom-pom on his hat be red, or should it be white? We could put some Winkostella on it if it was white, or we could do it red. You guys let me know in the comments. Did I ever do any dark red? I don't know that I did. I think I forgot. All right, let's add just a little. We're just going to do a little shading on the dark. Again, these are not hugely different. They are just one shade from each other. Especially on the lighter colors, the difference is less pronounced. All right, just added a little bit of shading there just to make it fancy, right? It's totally optional. You like the white. Okay, one person said red, but most of you are saying you like the white. Should we add a little Winkostella on there when we're done? I'm going to go with the, oh, that's the dark. Okay, I'm going to go with the light petal pink for his skin tone. Let's color this in. Here we go. Now, I'm not coloring his hair. All right, I've got a spot on his face that's green because I went outside the lines. So that might be a good opportunity to show you about the color lifter. But the other thing that's super cool about Stampin' Blends, like when I grew up, ooh, and I also missed part of his hat band. Oh my goodness. When I grew up, like with using water-based markers, I was always taught that, you know, you can't put if you put a lighter dark marker over a darker one, the lighter one will pick up that color. One of the great things about Stampin' Blends is that does not happen. What was I going to do? I was going to fill in that little red spot I missed. Here we go. It was right here by his ear. I don't know if you can see that. I just totally missed it. Oops. Oopsie. Oopsie. He's bleeding. I just got a little blob. So, hey, perfect opportunity to talk about the color lifter. So I'm going to pull the cap off my color lifter, and I'm going to just use the bullet tip, and I'm going to scribble over that. And it is leaching out the color, lightening up, and it is now a very, very pale pink that you can hardly see. And then this corner of his, and it didn't pick up on the marker. You see how it's still clear? This corner, he's got a little green frosting on his chin, which is kind of cute, but wasn't my intent. So I'm going to just erase that with, I guess I shouldn't say, I'm going to lift that color, and now I'll go back over it with, because I've also lifted out the petal pink that I just put on there. So I'm going to just color back over that, and he is all fixed. All right, so he is a little embarrassed about the bleeding and the frosting, so we're going to add a couple of blushing cheeks. Oh yes, his hands. Now he could have mittens on, or he could have hands. You're right. I'm going to do just hands here. We're going to go straight. It could do green mittens though. That would be super cute too, because he actually has no fingers, so could be either way. Now here's my other question for you. Should we color his hair? It's kind of cute and white. I don't know if elves have white hair. They could. He could be an older elf, right? He does have some freckles though. So we could leave it white, or we could do it in a color. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. I'm going to grab the Winkostella because I think that's a great idea, guys. Let me find it. Winkostella. Here we go. I've got like 10 of these in a drawer. Who knows if there's any in here or not. So, yeah, I got his hands. I got a yes. A yes for what? Yes, who should color his hair? Okay, there, I'm just adding. So Winkostella is a glitter brush. Now, blends will bleed through on your paper, so that's why I put in it should bleed through the other side, then you know you're doing it right. So I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's not showing you guys. Anyway, trust me, there's some glittery glimmer now on his little poof on his hat. Blonde, pecan pie, that's a good color. Some elves could be redheads, right? I think I've seen that in I'm trying to think of my childhood and the Santa Claus is Coming to Town cartoons, you know, that we used to watch. What color the elves, I guess young Santa's hair was. Okay, color his hair. All right, I am seeing more votes for brown, so let's go pecan pie. That's a good choice. I'll probably just use the light pecan pie here. Just give him some brown locks. Pecan pie is kind of a reddish brown, so that's a good choice there. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Super cute. All right, so we've got our little elf dude here. Let's die cut him out and make our project. So I'm going to bring in the die cutting machine. Whoa, I'm going to throw things on the floor. Gosh, seriously, Susan. Okay. We got it. I'll set up here. We're going to do die cutting. So we have platform number 1, thin die adapter number 2, and we have plate number 3. This is my ugly scarred up plate. I'm going to pop my little elf right there. And then I'm going to grab the die to cut him out. So there's one for each shape. I want to make sure I get the right shape. It's easy to tell when you lay it on there. And let me grab a sticky note to hold that in place for us. He's so handsome. Yeah. And I know that whole elf on the shelf thing is pretty huge, so you could even incorporate that with that, right? All right, we got that tacked down, and we're gonna go ahead and send this through. Gonna jiggle you guys. Hang on, we're going for a ride. All right, set this aside here. Okay, let's see what we ended up with. He is adorbs. All right, there we go as our cute little elf right there. And let's grab some designer series paper and some cardstock. So the designer series paper that I chose, not that one. Hang on, the designer series paper I chose was this one. This is from the Traditions of Christmas designer series paper, which is back in stock now, by the way. So the other side has gold elements, but I'm going to use this side with the polka dots. Now, Jay stamped snowflakes on the background of his project. Should we put snowflakes on the background of this one? I've got the snowflake stamp right here, and we could use white ink just like Jay did. Let me know in the comments, yes or no on snowflakes for the background. And while you're voting on that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my piece of cardstock here. This is what's going to become my treat holder. So I'm going to go ahead and fold on the score lines here. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna go, yes, I'm getting a couple yeses coming through from Facebook. Facebook friends are faster, must be less lag time over there. Yes, yes, yes for snowflakes. All right, snowflakes it is, friends. All right, let's talk really quickly about our treat holder size here. And that is buried over here on the left. Okay, this is 2 3/4 by 8 1/4. You can get 4 of these out of one sheet of cardstock. So this is a very economic project, I guess I would say, because you can get a lot out of it. And then our designer series paper layer is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. Now I'm going to be stamping on with white ink, so I'm going to use that same scrap paper that we used for coloring, just in case I'll probably do off the edge stamping here. So let's talk white ink, friends. So this is the Stampin' Up! White Pigment ink. It's a craft ink, very different from our other inks. And the craft ink actually comes blank, there's no ink on it when you get it, and it comes with a whole refill bottle. That's the only way they sell it. Now, why is that, you might wonder? That is because I find to get a really crisp white, I do need to re-ink this very frequently. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. It's very gooey, sticky ink here. I'm squooshing it out onto my ink pad, like so. All right, so now this is a foam pad, so that is not going to go anywhere until you push it around. All right, so we're going to get pushy, guys. Hang on, I'm going to grab out my favorite tool. This is my super fancy ink spreading tool. Ta-da! It's a pen. It's a Sue Stampfield pen that is a horrible pen. They don't work hardly at all, but they make great ink spreaders. So I'm just gonna, it's like frosting a cake basically. I'm just spreading this apart. Now I've got a little bit of something chunky in there. not a dog hair, but whatever it is, I don't want it. I'm going to just spread this out, okay? So that's all you do. When you first get it, you're going to be putting copious amounts of ink on there. And I do like to kind of reduce it almost for every project because I like a brighter white. But it is, you know, personal choice, right? So I've got my ink spread around and kind of worked in, and then you can just take a wet paper towel or Kleenex or something and wipe your spreader off. You don't want anything with sharp edges, and you don't want to use your bone folder because it will absorb the ink and it will change colors. So something very smooth is a good way to go. And for now, I'm just gonna wipe it off with a Kleenex. That's good enough for now. All right, so it would have been better if that had been wet, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna ink up our little snowflake set here with some white ink, and we're gonna stamp it on our paper. And just, this is cute paper, but it'd be even cuter with a little bit of snowflake action. I agree with you guys. I think that was a good decision. I'm not really doing any in the middle because he's gonna be in the middle, right? We could do a little blub coming in up here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna call that good. And that's a really good point. This ink does work great for embossing because it's a sticky, wetter ink that takes longer to dry. You could emboss this with clear if you wanted to make those snowflakes shiny or whatever. All right, so we've got our little snowflake action there. And we're going to take our cardstock here and we're going to go ahead and stick this on the front. This is where our treat is going to go. So I'm just going to flatten that out. Where is my adhesive, you guys? Oh, found it. Take a sip, everyone. This is so filthy. Oh my goodness. I need to get a new one out of the drawer. So I'm really messy crafter. We play a little game here. If this is your first time watching, if I lose something and I find it again, I say found it, and we all take a sip of our beverage. So please take a sip, friends. I have water in my cup tonight. What have you got in yours? I'm going to go ahead and put this on the work surface so that I can see where my white edges are, because I do want that same amount of approximately at the top, the bottom, and the sides. All right, now we are going to punch a hole. That would require my hole punches. Hang on. This is let me get them out. It's a little trio of punches. They are called the hole punch assortment. So we've got an 1/8 inch hole punch. Maybe if I turn over, it's easier to see. We've got this one that's a slot with a little hole, and we've got this one that's just a slot. What ribbon am I using on this one? I wonder if I should use the slot. No, I'm gonna try it with the hole. We'll see how we go. See if I can force that ribbon through. Now I'm just gonna hold these through so that the tops are flush together, and go ahead and punch a hole here. My son is making us dinner tonight. Also another crock pot adventure. This one is beef and broccoli. All right, we've got that right there. And this little guy is going to go right on the front. And I am going to pop this up with some dimensionals because we can, right? How cute is he? All right, let's pull these off. And just pop him right on there. Whoopsie. Oh, kitty wampus, you guys. Let's go right in the middle. There we go. Okay, so we've got our little elf dude on there. And now before I seal this up, I'm going to put my little Kit Kat in there. I just got these at my local Walgreens in the regular candy aisle. I think they sell them year-round. There probably already is some fun other Christmassy stuff, candy out there. I didn't look at that when I was getting it. Where's my take your pick tool, guys? Oh, found it. That's right over here. It does like to roll. So I'm just going to put one glue dot on the bottom here to just hold this in place. I don't want to secure it so much they can't get it out. But we're just going to pop it right in there, and that's enough to hold it. So we got our little treat inside. And now I'm ready for my ribbon. So I'm going to use this ribbon. This is the Real Red shiny ribbon. Ooh, sounds perfect. All right, twist sickle. I don't know what that is. All right, I'm gonna recut this because I have a pretty tiny hole here. So I'm gonna make this pointy. Now again, the slot would have been a good choice here with this little bit wider ribbon. But I think if I cut enough of a point, I'll be able to get it through. Let's find out. All right, we're just gonna poke the point in and pull it through. Now this wet ink might take, this craft ink might take a little longer to dry on designer paper, so you know, make sure you don't smear it or whatnot. All right, and I don't know how long this is. I'm just pulling it until it looks good and then chopping it off. So I can't give you exact dimensions on that, and that one kind of frayed on me, so I'm going to just trim that down. All right, so we've got our two little tails there. Oh, it's coming out so cute, you guys. Oh my goodness. And we are now going to just tie that with some baker's twine. We have in our online store this baker's twine, which is real red and white baker's twine. It seems very Christmassy to me. Twist-sickle it's blue, but it's like lemonade. Interesting. I learned all the things from you guys. It's so cute, right? All right, so this would be fun to do for family, friends, neighbors, just a little something to brighten their day, right? Just a little something to make the world a kinder place by letting them know that you care and appreciate for them, right? Okay, I'm gonna just chop off a chunk here, and I'm gonna tie this in a bow. Don't be scared of tying baker's twine. It is very skinny, but it's also a lot like tying shoelaces, which we've all done at some point or another. I usually don't bother these days, but I can do it if I have to. All right, just tying that in a bow there. And I have kind of a wonky tail over here. I'm just going to even that up a little bit. There we go. All right, so there we have our little cutie. Super cute. Now we absolutely could add a "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" on the other side, or "To From." We could even use this little label. I'm going to move on because if you guys are amenable, I'd love to make another one. Okay, so this one was colored with, remind me guys, Shy Shamrock and Real Red. I did another one that I colored in Shaded Spruce and Real Red. And look, like, I swear the Real Red looks like a different color when it's with the darker green. It just has a different appearance. So this one, we could take some of the Delicate Pines Designer Series paper, which already has snowflakes on it. This one, I am going to leave him with a little shock of white hair. This is an older, more experienced elf. And we're going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to his palm there too. And let's just make another one real quick. This is how quick and easy this project is to make. The longest part is obviously the coloring, but we're going to talk about some shortcuts you could take for that in a minute. You could even have a family over and have these stamped and out with just some regular markers, and the kids could color their own or color them for everybody. All right, so we've got this Shaded Spruce pattern that is already all snowflakey. And again, that's from the Delicate Pines. No, it's not. It's from the Elegant Pines Snowflake. Oh my gosh. I cannot even, oh my goodness, what did I do? Okay, the Elegant Pines Snowflakes Designer Series paper, and Susan got a little carried away. She didn't get lined up before she stuck, but it's okay. I got it off, nothing ripped. It's all, nobody will ever know. What happens at Sue Stampfield stays. All right, so we've got that on there. We can pop this little guy. Oh, let's go ahead and punch a hole in this one. Now this is even a wider ribbon. Let's see what would happen if we use the slot on this one. Do I want to do that? It's a wide ribbon. I better do that. Okay, let's try the slot, guys. Let's see what that does for us. Whee! All right, so we got that slot right there. And I've got, oh, I forgot my candy. Ha! Don't forget the candy. Oh my goodness. Here we go. A little glue dot action here. And grab this guy right here. Fantastic. And I'm going to pop that right in place. And then for this one, let's use this beautiful ribbon that came with that Elegant Pine Snowflake Suite, which is the shaded spruce with the gold edge. Oh, it's so pretty. All right. Let's just chop a chunk of this off. All right, and we're going to fold this closed. Now, for our Thanksgiving version, we actually did a chapstick in here. It does not have to be candy. There are some peppermint chapsticks out that are my favorite. They're just fantastic. Oh gosh, I got way too much ribbon, you guys. Okay, pull the ribbon through before you cut it off, because you'll do what I did and get way more than you need. That's all right. Chop that off. Chop that off. All right, there we go. Fantastic. Now, what am I going to tie this one? I have another baker's twine. This one is in our online store. It is called Black and White and Gold Baker's Twine. So let's try the white and gold one and see what that looks like. You could also just use white on this one. It would pick up those white snowflakes quite fine. Now, of course, you could add embellishments to this. Oh, I haven't even used the white one yet. I've used the black one on this card, but I haven't used the white one yet. So where do we think the end is hiding? Usually it's right in the middle. See if I can find it. It's going to be very embarrassing if I can't find it, you guys. Usually it's poking up a little bit, but I'm not. Oh yeah, there it was. It was poking up a little bit. There it is. Found it. Take a sip. That's a good reason to sip, right? All right, there we go. And you get a lot of the baker's twine, so you can be very generous with that. No need to try to tie a bow. You could also use gold cording for this part. You could use white baker's twine. Many, many options. We were talking on Tuesday about other things you could put in this little treat holder. Some of our viewers are diabetics, so a non-candy option is super great. So tea bag would work. What else would work in here, guys? Of course, the chapstick idea. Might have some cute little things at Bath & Body. Check that out. All right, so we've got that on there, and then we're going to go ahead and put on this little snowman. He's not a snowman, Susan. What is he? An elf. This little elf dude. All right, here we go. Let's grab some dimensionals and put this guy on. How are we doing on time? All right. Shoot, I wanted to do a Santa one, and I'm running out of time, you guys. All right. Here we go. Ooh, which one do you like better, red or green? It'd be fun to do some of each, right? Mix and match. All right, super fast. Santa dude, where are you? I got one already. Okay, let's see how fast I can do this, you guys. I gotta color him. All right, but he's easy. He's a Santa. Like, how hard could that be? I need red, I need black. I'm ready to, and then the petal pink, and we're good. All right, let's not start with the dark. Let's start with the light. Oh, a little packet of homemade granola. That's a fun idea. Ghirardelli chocolate's always a good thing to put in a treat holder. Again, I'm rushing now, so I'm not going to get too close to the edges because we all know what will happen. All right, let's go to the fine tip here to fill in. Let's make a line right there. Fill that in. He is wearing mittens, you guys. I think those mittens need to be red. Just feel like that should be the way to go. They could be black. Actually, maybe black. Should the mittens be red or black? Let me know in the comments. Because you know what? I can color right over this. If you guys think black would be better, I can totally do that. All right, and just quickly coloring our Santa here. Because I think dinner is ready. All right. Let's add a little more color right here. And a little color right here. black for his mittens. Yeah, I think you're right on that. Let's grab this and add black for the belt, right? You can even add a little gold sparkly thing in the center of the belt there for like the buckle. This color right over that. Fixed it. Yeah, black would just be a little more contrast. I agree. You guys are smart. All right. Put the cap down. Oh! Sorry. I didn't mean to scream in your ear, guys. I had a little mishap there. Just a little mishap with my marker. Rushing and coloring, maybe not my smartest move ever, right? All right, talk amongst yourselves. I am not watching comments right now because I'm coloring. Okay, there's little mitts. Let's see here. Take the dark red and let's see if we can blend this out or if I have to do some color lifting. Gonna blend it out with the dark. No worries, all fixed. I crack myself up. I can't believe I did that. All right, what else we got to do? We need some little skin tone there. Let's add a little shading up here. Just make it extra cute. All right, and just go back and do a little bit of blending on that. Blended that black blob mostly out. All right, there we go. And let's just do his face super quick here. Does Stampin' Up! Have alcohol marker specific cardstock like Express It? Great question. What I prefer to use is our thick basic white. That's what I'm using here. Oh, that's the dark. Okay, well, I'm going to use dark on his face. Oops. It's a bit dark, isn't it? That's okay. You know what? I'm going to go over it with the light. Just lighten that right back up. Light petal pink was the one I meant to grab, and I grabbed the wrong one. Yes, I prefer to use the thick basic white. I feel like I get less bleeding and better color with the thick, but that might just be me. I am going to give him some blushing cheeks because, I don't know, it's just a thing. So since I accidentally did the wrong color, I just layering dark over the light over the, yeah, whatever. All right. Santa's a little more tan than the elves. That's okay. No worries. All right, let's go ahead and die cut him out and let's make one more. And he's so fun, you guys. Santa's got a tan, yeah. Yeah, a lot of sun up there at the North Pole, I guess. Sure. All right, I'm going to grab the... now, I could go over that with the color lifter, but... Oh, honey. Did you guys see what I did? Oh, my gosh. Okay, the snowman die does not cut out the Santa. Just in case you're wondering. Just in case you were wondering if they were no. You have to match the right critter with the right die. Oh, land. All right. Let's go ahead and pop that up here. Just lining it up. He's been out surfing in Florida. Yeah, right. All right, let's go ahead and send that through. And let me show you what paper we're going to use for this one. Crunch. All right. For this one, we're going to use, come here, Santa. All right. Here's our little Santa guy. Yeah, he is pretty tan. Let's grab our color lifter here and just lighten him up a skosh. There we go. Now he's just a little paler. Okay, there we go. We can fix anything, right, guys? Okay, we're going to use, for this guy, we're going to use, oh, is that the one we want to use? Hang on. We're going to use this paper, which is the Christmas Tags and More. Now, this is what I was getting into. If you are not a fan of coloring, but you would love to do these little treat holders, you totally could use this paper because it comes with all these pre-die cut pieces. So like you could do a wreath on one and a Christmas tree on one and an ornament, you know the drill, the bird, all that. Like you could do the candy canes. You wouldn't have to color, is what I'm trying to say in a very weird way. All right. All right, let me just look through here and see. Do you want to do, okay, we got this gingham. Oh, whoops, I got pieces going. Where's that other one? There's another green one that would be kind of fun. This, the sparkles. The sparkle one would be kind of fun. All right, which one should we do for Santa? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to just slide this out of our way. Grab a paper trimmer in case you decide that you want one of the green ones. 1, 2, or 3, let me know in the comments. Wind burned in Minnesota, yeah, right? All right, and I'm going to bring in, while you guys are voting on that, 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Let me know which one we want to do. Let's see, Cheryl says 3, Janet says 2. All right, I'm going to grab my bone folder here. Maybe the plaid's too busy, huh? Let's see, where is my bone folder, you guys? Oh, right in front of your face. Take a sip, everyone. The gingham. Oh, I'm getting some 2s and some 3s. Let's see them on the gingham here. Boop. Oh, we got a lot of 2s. Boop. Looks like 2 and 3 are the most popular. I think I agree with you. I think that one is a little too busy for what we got going on Santa here. So I think it's super cute, but maybe, I don't know, it's not bad with Santa either. So, okay, what do you guys say? What do you guys say? It looks like it's pretty much a toss-up between 2 and 3. So let's go with, we'll go with 2. All right, let's try 2. So let's grab our paper trimmer here, and we're going to cut this. And this designer paper is, once again, so our treat holder base is 2 3/4 by 8 1/4, scored at 3 3/4 and 4 1/2. And then our designer paper is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Oh, sure. Now, as soon as I started cutting that, I got a bunch more 3s, which was the gingham, but it's all right. These kind of like sparkly things seem kind of Santa-ish, don't they? All right, let's pop this over here and stick this on. I had adhesive. We all saw me. Oh, it's right here. Got it. Oh, I went through all that cutting and it was on the flip side. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? All I had to do was flip that over. Seriously. Okay, fine. Oh, gosh. All right. It's all good. Here we go. Let's pop this on. Let's see what number 2 looks like. All right. So he's going to go right there. Oh, that's really cute, you guys. All right. We're going to pull these 2 together. We're going to hold them, and we'll do a hole again if I can find where I buried it. There it is. Because we're going to do the red ribbon on this one. This is our red and green combo right here. All right. So let's go ahead, and again, I'm not going to cut the ribbon until I start threading it through so I don't waste as much as I did last time. Now this is shiny ribbon, so I want to make sure that, and the shiny is only on one side, so I want to make sure that shiny is out. There we go. I know the images are so cute, right? Oh, I tell ya. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and just trim that. Trim both those off. Awesome. And I think our red baker's twine was just super cute. I really like it for Christmas. Now we also have those little peppermints embellishments. Those would be cute on here too. Or you could do, gosh, rhinestones always work on everything, right? Some kind of sparkle would be extra fun. Just saying, optional. but extra fun. That set of 3 punches are not available. No, they're available. I've got them pulled up on my computer right now on the online store. They are called Hole Punch Assortment. In the US, they are, and they are not last chance. These are in the store. Item number is, hang on. Item number is 165409. And they are perfect for doing things for the holidays, little treat holders and such. What about the candy? Oh, I forgot the candy. Okay, let's see if we can add the candy. Okay, wait, did my son eat it all? Hang on, I thought I had one. Oh, found it. He's eaten most of the bag, but and fair enough, I told him he could. So, but then I was like, oh, I want to do more of these. I need to make sure I can get 3 of those back. All right, let's grab this. And let's see if we can add the candy after the fact. I think we can. Let's find out. I'm going to put a glue dot right on the bottom of the candy. And let's just pop it right in place. Easy peasy. All right, there we go. Now we can add our little guy here. So let's grab some dimensionals and stick that on. I'm running out, you guys. Got more downstairs. Don't ask me why they're downstairs. They are. Makes no sense, but there you go. All right, let's pull this and this and this. And then I'll bring in our measurements. Santa is windburn and needs a chapstick. Exactly, right? That's what I'm saying. All right, let's take a look at these little cuties. I'm going to clear the deck. We got Santa and 2 of his elves. We'll do them like that. How about that? There we go. And let's bring in those measurements, friends. Now you can see this one I had the ribbons longer, this one shorter. It doesn't matter. They both look cute, I think. The gold and white ribbon organza one would also be a good choice. All right, so let's pop that right there. Let me tidy my space and go ahead and take your screenshot, everyone. There we go. Do you have a favorite? 1, 2, 3. Do you have a favorite on red elf, Santa, or green elf, I guess? I mean, I know he's red and green, but he's got a red background, so we're going to call him red elf. I actually like the shorter ribbon better, so this is bugging me. Sorry, I'll get my hands out of here in just a second. I realize I'm ruining your photo op. Okay, there you go. I like them a little shorter. I think that's just better. So cute, easy, perfect for the holidays, right? Now, remember, Stampin' Up! Is having a sale, Black Friday sale. It starts on Tuesday, and Stampin' Blends are one of the things that are on sale. So if you have Stampin' Blends, go through all your colors, check them, see which ones need to be refreshed and replaced. I will be doing that same thing. If you don't have any Stampin' Blends, you might want to pick some core colors, like primary colors, that you like them all, but you're partial to the green elf. Yeah, he's cute. They're all cute. Oh my goodness. All right, but he needs a haircut here. Let's shorten up that ribbon too. Fantastic. All right, all even now. That was bugging me. Is that bugging anyone else, or is it just me? Thank you so much. Oh, your son is Buddy the Elf in Chicago. Oh, that would be perfect for Buddy the Elf to pass these out. How fun is that? I love it, Cindy. All right, fantastic. I'm going to flip the camera here. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You absolutely are making the world a kinder place with every card that you send. Reminder, let me grab it. Here we go. Let's take the snowman one. Why not? The newest Crafternoon Fun Fold. The tutorial will be available soon. This is the Tuck and Reveal Fun Fold cards. We've got the double pop-ups on the inside. And the blog post will be up soon along with the tutorial, so stay tuned for that. If you want to subscribe to the blog post, you can go to SueStampfield.com, and then you'll just get them in your inbox as soon as it goes up. So that's the best way to find out when it's available. Thank you again for making and sending handmade cards. You guys are making such a difference in the world, and I appreciate all that you do. I'll be back Tuesday night at 7:30 Central Time for another video adventure. I hope you tune in and join me then. Bye-bye.